Okay, boys and girls, today we are going to be using the 7 elements of art. Well, the first element of art is line, but you can also use the other elements, shape, color, value, and even texture in your first art project this year. Our art project is called a hand line design, where basically you are going to be using at least 5 different kinds of lines. And you're going to be using those lines to draw a design on your hand. Okay, so what you need first is a small piece of white paper. You are going to take your paper and make sure that it is turned tall ways. This is also called portrait style. It's most likely used to draw portraits, or it's called vertical because it's going up and down. This is landscape, but our hand would probably fit better with portrait. So once you turn your paper portrait style, you are going to lay your hand, try to probably put it near the middle of the paper so you have lots of room to trace all of your fingers. Now, starting with pencil first, we always draw with pencil first. We are going to trace over the outside shape of your hand. This line is called a contour line, and contour means it goes around the outside edge. Basically, once you're finished tracing, the inside part of your hand is called the positive space. Positive space is the inside of an object in a piece of artwork or a picture. So when we say space, we mean the space on your paper has 2 different kinds of space. Positive, and the outside around the hand is called negative space. We are only going to be designing the positive space because the negative space we're actually going to cut out and we're going to glue them all together to make one piece of artwork. So everyone's hands are going to go together. When you combine your artwork with other artists, it's called collaborative art. So we are going to be doing our first collaborative art project this year. Now, once you have drawn your hand and you're ready to design the positive space, then you can look at the lines and patterns or the handout to see some different lines. Vertical lines are really good to draw your designs. Make sure your lines go from one part of the hand to the other. So if they're going to be vertical, they should go from the top down to the bottom here. But remember, you want to use at least 5 different kinds of lines. So you want to have 5 different spaces. So maybe you want to do some type of line at the bottom, some type of line in the middle, and then maybe a different kind of line in each finger. As long as you have 5 different lines, then you can use any kind you want. And remember, we always want our artwork to be creative, complete, colorful, and neat. So I want you to think of really creative designs. Here is my design. Okay, so what I've done is added some color. I used markers, and as you can see, I tried to create a pattern. In my zigzag lines, I used pink and yellow. Yes, Rudy, zigzag. The swirly lines, I used blue marker and blue colored pencil. And on this finger, the curved lines, I used red and orange. And on the pinky, I used yellow and purple. No matter what colors you pick, make sure... I know! Okay, so I finished adding color to my design. And now I am using a Sharpie to trace all over all of my pencil lines. So this is what my finished design looks like. I labeled each one of the lines, and I would like you to do that as well, just to show that you do and were able to meet our goal of identifying at least 5 different kinds of lines in your artwork. And after you've labeled them, we'll cut them out, we'll put them all together and make a really awesome design. I can't wait to see how great this first art project is going to look. and I hope that you've learned a lot about the elements of art.